MoCo Snow is a school cancellation and delay prediction website that the students of MCPS check during the snow season to keep updated about school cancellations due to weather-related instances such as ice or snow. Students, teachers, and parents all regularly check this site, but no one actually knows the man behind the computer who makes these predictions. The Rampage sat down with Alexandros Tsironis, a PE and health teacher at North Bethesda Middle School, and asked him questions submitted by RHS students.
What made you want to start making predictions about school cancellations?
So I loved doing it when I was a student in MCPS, and then I became a teacher, and I still loved it. So I would always do the predictions for my students in our health class, and I would, on a bulletin board, I'd reveal it at the end of class. And when those students ended up going to high school, I made a website so that they could kind of follow along. And with that came the social media and stuff like that.
How does it feel to have this amount of followers and influence, and how did this amount come up to?
It feels awesome. It's really cool. I remember the first year I got Twitter, I had reached 1,000, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, 1,000 people care about what I have to say about the weather." And now I think it's over 26,000, and it's unbelievable. 26,000 on Twitter, and there's 14, 15,000 on Facebook, and then 38,000 people, or 42,000 people have subscribed to the website, so they get their the updates when they come out. And I like that it went from just some of my students to students and teachers to students, teachers, parents, and now it's people that have nothing to do with the schools still care about the predictions. It's pretty fun.
Have you ever been wrong about a prediction? If so, why?
Yes, I've been wrong. I was wrong twice this year. I think overall it's up to 8 incorrect predictions, and it's usually just because I think we're going to be off and we're not, and it's rare that it's the other way around, that I think we'll be on and we're off. But sometimes it's a very tough decision to make for MCPS, and we have to wait till 5 a.m. and obviously I have to sleep, so I can't monitor the roads, from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. So I just make my best guess the night before, and unfortunately, sometimes it's wrong.
Do the limitations on snow days influence the county's decisions on whether or not we have cancellations or delays? And is this a factor for your predictions?
So I don't think it influences them on purpose, which means we have a certain amount of snow days, and for this year we only had 2 built in, and the third one had to be made up. That's because of the governor's mandate to start at a certain time and end at a certain time, so our schedule was kind of messed up because of that. They didn't choose to only have 2 built-in snow days. They were kind of forced to. So I look at it this way: when they make their decision, it's a person making a decision, so it's subjective. So no matter what, they're always going to have things in their head that influences them. It might not be, they're not going to say, we have to be open today because we're out of snow days, but it might be in the back of their mind when they make that decision. So if it's a 50-50 decision, they might end up being slightly influenced by something that's in the back of their mind, but never really on purpose. I think safety is number one.
How much influence do you think you have on the county's official decision, if any?
I don't think they do. I know it seems like some kids more so than anyone think that they do. So if I say I think we'll have a full day, they're like, no, say we're going to have a delay or a day off, and because MCPS will see it, but they don't change their mind because of me. I think the only time I've had any kind of influence is when people from across the county are sending actual pictures of their neighborhoods and the streets in front of their house, but not the joke one. A lot of times people are joking and they're like, "This is my house," and they'll send a picture of a ice skating rink, and that doesn't work. But when I retweet actual conditions at night the night before, I think I don't know if it has an actual influence, but I'm sure someone that makes or that helps make the decision is looking, and maybe it might influence them to go check that area out and see if it's truly as bad as it seems.
Do you have a systematic method to determine an outcome? If so, can you describe it?
Yeah, so it's not systematic. I look at what the weather models say, a bunch of different weather models, what all local media has to say, and then I look at similar situations in the past. So I'll look at all right, Tuesday of 2014, we also got 1 to 2 inches that fell overnight, and on that day we delayed. So I look at that and I kind of make my decision based on that. Now, the MoCo Snow app has specific percentages, and people are like, how do you know that it's only a 53% chance? I don't. I make that number up. You know, it's a number that I think. It's a little higher than 50, not quite 55, so I say 53 or something like that. But it's never, there's no specific reason why it's 81% or 27%. But with the pencil thing, it's a little more general, and it's usually based on what's coming, what's fallen, and what has happened in similar situations in the past.
Is there a list of factors you have that a certain amount of which must be true or false in order to determine an outcome?
Kind of. I look at what has fallen, what will fall, when it's supposed to stop, what has happened in situations in the past, and kind of like how we've been making decisions that year. Like if they've been very lenient with giving out days off that year, then it might influence my prediction. If they've been very strict with giving days off or delays, that also might influence my prediction.
If you had the chance to move up and work for the county and determine the cancellation of school, would that be something you'd be interested in doing so?
I don't think I would, because then that would take away the fun out of trying to guess what they're going to do, because I would be out there looking or getting that information. I also love teaching, so I don't think I'd ever leave teaching to go predict snow days for 2 months out of the year. But it's very fun. I love doing it, and I think I'll continue to do it as long as I can, but I don't think I would ever move towards doing that forever.
Thank you to all the Rockville students who submitted questions for the MoCo Snow interview. And now next time an announcement is made, the students will know Mr. Tsironis is the one making the calls. This is Jillian Verity with the Rockville Rampage signing off.